What's up, guys? Welcome to another Maker Monday. As anybody know, this is a special Monday. What is it? Oh yes, it's the 4th of July. Those of us here in the United States, this is the date that we many years ago won our independence, so we also call this the Independence Day. And it's time where we get to drink beer and hang out with family and grill and blow up the universe with what we love as fireworks, which is awesome. Awesome time of the year. We get to blow up everything. In the town that I'm in, pretty much anything can go. There are certain fireworks I think that are illegal, but some that a little boom a little too much. But most of the part where I live, pretty much anything can go. Artillery shells, Roman candles, everything. We can pretty much shoot pretty much anything. And so I thought that it would be a fun time for this Maker Monday that we would look at something that would help us out. But before we get into that, I just want to take a split second to thank all of the active military and those that are inactive military. Just pretty much, if you've been a part of the military, I want to just tell you guys, thank you for your continued effort, for your sacrifice that you guys make so that the rest of us can enjoy a day like today and that we can have something to celebrate as our Independence Day when we got to be free and be a free country. That was just, I can't thank you guys enough. And for those of you that are active and have been inactive since that day long ago, thank you so much for your service, for keeping this country free. It's amazing, and this is a wonderful place. I can't thank you enough. So onward from that, I want to take a look at what might help us out with our fireworks show. Though the most thing that we all know is lighting fuses, right? You have to go out and you light the fuse all the time, and after a while, when you run back and forth like I do when you're lighting artillery shells, we always put ours in the street so it's away from the house and everything, so it's all safe, because safety is key. However, it can be dangerous when you're lighting fuses that close. Sometimes they go too quickly, sometimes you burn your hands, sometimes you have problems, right? So safety is a big deal. And those of you that are watching, disclaimer, anybody messing with fireworks, always remember fire safety. Always keep a bucket of water or a hose or something nearby just in case you start a fire. Always have fire extinguishers. Always wear the right protective equipment. So if you're going to be, like I said, lighting fuses stuff, I highly recommend getting a pair of gloves, especially if you're going to be dealing with stuff that's hot. A great set of gloves, which are usually pretty cheap, are welder's gloves. They're leather. They can withstand, now they're not flame proof and they're not heat proof, but they have a high temperature coefficient, so the heat does not conduct through these as quickly. It eventually will. I mean, I've burnt myself with these gloves before. I've grabbed a piece of flaming hot steel, and trust me, the heat goes right through them after a while. But for small things, stuff that's not just literally glowing hot, these things will protect your hands. So I say pick up a set of those. Those actually do very well. So that's the disclaimer portion of this. Be very careful when you're dealing with explosives, especially when you're around children and stuff like that. Make sure small children and stuff like that do not set off fuses and stuff on things that explode. I would suggest smoke bombs. My children love smoke bombs, and snappers are the greatest things for little kids. But anyway, always exercise safety whenever you're dealing with fireworks or any type of explosive, or really anything that has to do with fire. Because there's two things in this world you don't mess with, and that's fire and electricity. You don't mess with those two things. You understand them all and you take the right precautions, okay? So onward to the thing. The thing is lighting them. Well, what's a good way to remotely light them? Well, a good way is there's these things that are called e-matches that are out there. That they're a one-time use thing. You run current through them. They basically melt on the end, but they get so hot in doing that they'll actually ignite a fuse. And I have a little tiny piece of fuse material. I don't know if you can see that. Whoop, crud, other way. See that. But a little tiny piece of fuse material. I'm going to be showing you another cool way. The problem with an e-match is that when you use it, it's spent. You have to change out the e-match next time you're going to launch something, which can be a hassle, and it can be very expensive because you're running through e-matches all the time. So what I was thinking was, what's a good way to have some sort of a reusable e-match? Another good example of e-matches, if you don't know what I'm talking about, is if anybody played with rockets back in the day, the rockets have the little rocket engine thing. You slide up in them, and you put it's basically an e-match is what it is. That little wire inside of it, and then you hook it up to that little push button thing and it launches it. It's the same exact thing. Well, again, you use it once and it's a one and done, So I was thinking, what could we do that could make it over and over and over, reusable, over and over, okay? So what could we use that's reusable that doesn't get destroyed during all the heat and everything and combustion and all that? Come up with a good idea. Power resistors. Power resistors, guys. How many people, raise your hand, how many people have burnt their fingers on a power resistor that you accidentally either underrated or you didn't think about how hot it would get and you touched it and it burnt your fingers, right? I mean, these things can get smoking hot depending on how much current you're putting through it and what the resistance is, obviously, basically the wattage that it's dissipating. The wattage that it's dissipating can be huge, you know, that's why they come in like 5, 10 watt packages and stuff like that. They're enormous and they're ceramic and things like that, is because, you know, there's a lot of heat going on here. You know, 10, 15 watts is a lot of heat. So the deal is, what if we took a power resistor and basically somehow clipped the fuse to it? What would that do? Well, I tell you what, I've already done it. And it's actually a very slick trick. I've taken some wire here. I'll see if here, let me move the camera and I'll zoom in on this. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so what I've done here, hopefully I can do this. I'm zoomed in, so hopefully the zoom is good on this camera. But what I've done here is, let me see if I can move this down a little bit so it's not so high in the shot. There we go. All right, so what I've done here is I've taken, this is just a clip thing that I bought, a little clippy thing. It's been on the floor. But I've just taken a wire wound resistor. I think this one's a 4 ohm, 3 watt, I think. You have to play with the different resistances. You have to play with different materials and different resistances, but I've noticed the wire wound ceramics are very, very good at this. But basically what you do is I take this little clip thing, okay, and I'm gonna clip the fuse to it, okay? So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, here's my fuse. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you can. And I'm gonna clip the fuse to it, okay? Now I'm gonna back the camera off. Give me just a second. Let me back the camera off. Oops, that's the wrong way. Back the camera off, and I'm gonna reposition her here. We're gonna back off about like that. And now you can see that I've got a car battery sitting right here. Now I'm gonna come back into the shot here. All right, here I am. All right, so hopefully you see me. I have to like kneel down here. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I've got a car battery here. This is 12 volts and a lot of amperage, right? You know, a car battery can produce all kinds of amperage. So can lithium batteries. However, be very careful with lithium batteries because you're basically dead shorting the battery and it could, you know, you could have problems. So, you know, watch it if you're gonna use lithium batteries, but good old lead acid does the trick. So what I've done is I've hooked this to a length of wire. And what I did was I took this wire and basically put it in a drill, and so it would twist it all up for me. And that way I can get back away. I can get away from things, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna touch it to this battery, send some current through this guy, and it should set our fuse off. Let me reset the camera real quick, I'll be right back. Okay, so I've moved the camera around. Hopefully everybody can see this because I'm gonna stand away from this because it does go when it does it. So I'm gonna touch these two terminals to our battery and let's see if we can get it to light the fuse, shall we? It may take it a little bit, but let's see what happens. I see smoke. And there it is. Woo, there it went. It like flew clear across the garage. But if you saw, it did. It lit it. So there you go, guys. That's a great tip of the week for y'all on this Maker Monday. Take a power resistor and mount it up. Solder some wire onto it, and like I said, get one of these little clips. Now be careful because this is going to be flaming hot afterwards, but you can use this over and over and over and over, and all you have to do is connect it to a car battery, and there you go. Now make sure that if you're going to do multiple of these, that you do them in parallel. You don't want to series them because the current will drop off from one resistor to the next, because if you series them, the current's going to be less and less and less as it goes through all the resistors. So you want to parallel all the resistors, okay? And then remember your parallel equation. So with that, make sure you have enough amperage. Of course, the thing is you got to make sure and also have enough voltage. So, you know, if you parallel too many of them together, you may not have enough voltage to push it all. So make sure that you have. So anyway, so make sure that you know, you parallel them up, and then that way you can take your battery and just launch all kinds of stuff. Or what I would do, honestly, is I just have them individual. like if you have multiple things, I'd put them all individually and then I'd just touch, maybe have some sort of a mechanism where you can like touch each, like maybe the negatives all together or whatever. You can touch each one and bang, 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 fire them all off. Or you saw it take a little while. But tell you what, play with the resistances on this and see if you can't get the timing quicker. You saw that it took it a little bit to go off. I'm curious to see if you can't get this to go off faster, get it to go quicker. So leave down in the comments if any of you try this and you're able to get it to go fairly quickly at 12 volts, a car battery. Let me know. I think it'd be great. I just didn't have time to really vet this all out and had all the sizes of resistors to play with. But like I said, I believe this one's 4 ohms and 3 watts. Okay, so let me know. Let me know down in the comments if you guys do something or you guys find the magical one that'll make it just go off immediately. The minute you touch the battery, it goes off. So. All right, guys, that's probably all the time we have. Have a safe and happy 4th of July. Take care of your family because that's what life's all about, is spending time with your family, spending time with other people. That's really the best thing. So I love this time we get to spend together every Monday. Hope your Monday goes well. Hope your 4th goes well. If anybody's cooking out or anything, hope you make some good food. I know I am. I'm going to cook some ribs and things like that. Oh, yeah. Hey, in fact, put that in the comments. Whatever you're cooking, put that in the comments. I want to know. I'm curious to know how you guys' 4th of July goes. And maybe next Monday for Maker Monday, I may bring you guys some footage of my 4th of July. Maybe. Just maybe. Anyway, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button. I'll keep it coming to you every Monday, or as many Mondays as I possibly can get in, barring any other problems. If you want to support the channel, there's a Bitcoin thing at the end of this movie. You can support with Bitcoins. You don't have to, but it would sure help. If you don't want to submit that way, you can just hit that like button. That helps me a lot. As well as check out my t-shirts. I got some new t-shirts. I even have new coffee mugs and things out there that you guys can check out. That all goes to support our channel. So check out the t-shirts. Links down the doobly-doo description down there. Hope you guys have a safe and wonderful 4th of July. Take care, guys, and we will see you next time. That ought to do it.